This is day 213, Practical and the Permanent. I was sitting in church with my mom on Mother's Day today when the speaker made a joke about underwater basket weaving. The line got a laugh. It always does. We use it to mock degrees that seem useless, classes that waste time, education disconnected from the real world. I've said it myself a few times. I used to teach in a career workforce program. I've always leaned towards the practical. But sitting there, my mind drifted back to my freshman year of high school to a history class I actually remember. Our teacher taught us how to color. He handed out maps and told us to shade countries using small, very small, careful circles until we built up a uniform color that stayed completely inside the lines. He said we would forget most of what we learned in high school, but we would remember this. He was right. Decades later, I still shade things the same way. I can do it accurately and with some precision. That memory stayed with me as I walked out of the service. I started thinking about what counts as practical anymore. We are heading into a time when even the most useful skill can become obsolete in just a few years. My daughter earned a degree in philosophy. Early on, I worried it would not translate to the real world, but compare that to a computer science degree today. I had taught computer science myself for over 20 years. Only a handful of my lectures from that entire span would be even remotely relevant now. Every skill my daughter learned will last the rest of her life. She can hold an intelligent conversation, defend it well, and communicate her points with precision. That matters in any occupation. As I passed through the hallway, I overheard another woman talking about sewing something for her grandchild. I thought, now that is a skill. I have shirts, pants, and jackets I do not wear anymore because they need a simple stitch and I'm too lazy to take it to someone. A hem fixed, a button sewn back on, a waistline taken in an inch or out. I remember taking home economics in middle school. The only thing I retained was how to sew on a button. It is a strangely practical skill even now. Despite all of our technology, I still have to wear a shirt with all the buttons. Then it hit me, if I could actually weave a basket while fully submerged underwater, that would be remarkable. It would make a better party trick than 90% of what I learned in college. The joke stops being funny when you realize the skill it mocks might be more lasting than the credentials that we take so seriously. We're never going to teach a specialist in the first 4 years of schooling anyway. Maybe we need to reconsider what we are trying to do. We cannot predict what will be useful 5 years from now, let alone 20 years. Perhaps we should focus on teaching a generation of people with solid, wide-ranging skills, people who can handle practical problems, communicate clearly, and adapt to whatever comes next. People who know how to color inside the lines, sew on a button, and think through an argument. People who can survive regardless of what is ahead of us. I'm going to look back at my own learning a little differently after today. Not just what is practical, but what builds capacity that lasts.